How are you, Eric? Shalom to you, my king. Happy Monday to you. Hope it's been a magnificent Monday, a marvelous Monday, a motivational Monday, a money-making Monday. And all that jazz, all that good stuff. But always remember, motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. Don't depend on anybody else to motivate you. And when you do find it from someone else, make sure, make sure, yes, when you do receive motivation from someone else, listen, they don't even have to know it. They don't even have to know it. That's the thing about motivation. We should be seeking and receiving motivation from the Most High. And if no one else, definitely from ourselves. And I know that's easier said than done, but sometimes we do have to motivate ourselves. Nobody's going to make us get up and get started the way we are. And that's why I don't even preach that motivational stuff anymore. But what I will do is something that's synonymous. I'll encourage you. Once you've motivated yourself to get up and get out and do something to whatever to obtain or acquire, till you reach those goals, you meet your purpose, and you've acquired the things that you want. I appreciate that. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad. That's another word, inspiring. Motivate, inspire, encourage. They're all synonymous, but they have a slight enough difference for me that I feel like I do a better job at encouraging people to do the things that they already know, like they've already started to do. They already know they need to do it. They've gotten a start, but maybe sometimes, they get off track. They get pushed for time, and they don't do the things that they've, set in their minds that they're going to do. So motivation, to me, motivation is like you got to pull somebody up. You got to pick them up. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But my motivation, when I motivate, I'm more focused on a person. I'm person specific. And I feel like the best motivation is self-motivation. And the best motivation is to motivate those you truly know, you have relationships with. You can call at 2 a.m. You've gone to school with, college with, military. You've been in the military with them. People who truly know you. And a lot of times on these apps, you get wrapped up into people who want you to be what they want you to be. So when it comes to the apps, I just like to encourage people to be them, to do what they're doing, to do the things that they are meant to do the things that they want to do. Listen, you shouldn't be on here every day doing something because you're trying to compete with somebody. Or if they do it, you want to make sure you do it. Because eventually in the long run, that's going to run out. In the long run, that's going to run out. How, Jennifer? No, not Jennifer. What is that? Jalinder? Is that Jalinder or Halinder? Hi, Jalinder. Our relationship with the Most High. Come on, Eric. Exactly. That's what we should be most focused on. Now, I do want to encourage you guys to get up and move every day for an hour a day at least. For some people, due to time constraints, maybe 30 minutes a day. Due to health reasons. Your doctors, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant, your healthcare team, they want you to move, but maybe 15 minutes is good for you. So as always, don't do anything I do or say over here. If you do, you do so at your own risk. We keep it light. We do the walking lives, right? And we do shorts, fitness shorts. So we keep it light. We keep it mild. And always, always consult your healthcare team. Always. Because you can't do what I do, and I can't do what you do. And then just when you think you can do what I do, I'm going to do something that you can't do. You're going to do something that I can't do. And I probably really wouldn't want to do. Right? It's hot. I think part of the country is under like a heat wave. So you guys make sure that you get plenty of fluids. Um, and not just getting plenty of fluids, stay out of the heat. If you don't have to be outside, don't be outside. That's the great thing about summer. It's my favorite season. But all seasons, all four of them are my favorite. But each one has something that I really enjoy about it. So summer is like the vacationing, hitting the beach, getting outside. But you got to remember that when you stay outside, you need to limit your times to certain times of the day, right? Anywhere from sun up to 10 o'clock, 10:30. Great time to be outside. Then sunset. Sunset. You still have like maybe an hour and a half after sunset. Those are great times to be outside. So, but some people work all day or they work at night, so they're asleep around 5 or 6. So they have to do their exercise routine during the noon hours, midday hours. That's okay. Work out inside. Work out inside. And if you're just an outside kind of person, remember, I don't care what your complexion is, what your race is, what your tone is. Wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen. Keep Walking, sister. It's paying off for you. I can see the difference. I work out a lot. Do you? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's, it's something to do. It's something to keep you busy. It nourishes your heart, mind, body, and soul. Your heart, your mind, your body, and soul. So it's not just physical. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It feeds the soul. Like chicken soup. It feeds the soul. You remember they used to say chicken soup for the soul? We're working out for the soul. Take your time and breathe. Belly breathe. Deep, deep, deep. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do that upon rising in the morning, before going to bed at night, and 2 to 3 times throughout the day. Just focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. Some nice, deep inhalations, and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. And again, make sure you're getting plenty of water. But we have a professional disclaimer over here, and I'm going to keep saying it because I think that annoys some people. See, we have license, certifications, and registrations to protect. So we don't just throw out disclaimers, we throw out a professional disclaimer. We don't clinically, medically, or professionally assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate. And when we throw out information, we're throwing out nuggets. And those nuggets are what people can go by as far as like the general population. The general population. Each individual is different. Each individual is different. You know your fitness level. Start where you are. Your healthcare team knows your fitness level. So always, always consult them. Contact them. Talk to them. Leave the lines of communication open between you and them. And make sure that the lines of communication are open between each and every one of them, so that they can know what's going on. Make sure the lines of communication are open between you and them, and between each and every one of them, so that they'll know what's going on. Okay? So walking is simple. It's easy. It's free. Everybody's on a walking kick until nobody's on a walking kick. Right? So we can walk, skip, jog, run, hike. That's 5. We can go biking in the neighborhood at the park. We can get on our stationary bike. We can get on our treadmill, our elliptical, our mini pad, our walking pad, our mini stepper, right? Go play tennis, play basketball. Grab the kids, grab your kids, grab your nieces and nephews, grab the neighborhood kids, grab the neighbors themselves. You guys play kickball once a week. Make it fun. Touch football, basketball, do something. Just get up and move and keep moving. Keep moving consistently and be persistent about it. Just keep moving. One foot in front of the other, one step at a time. Move, move, move. Move, move, move. Keep moving, keep grooving, keep pushing. Sometimes you gotta keep pulling for progress. Hi, Ann, you had a heavy day. Is that on? Is that on? Good experience. Heavy day. Hi, on. I think that's how you say your name. If not, I'm sorry. So you got to keep moving, keep going, keep pushing, keep cruising, keep grooving. And a lot of times keep pulling for progress. Keep pulling for progress. And somebody else's progress cannot be yours. So yes, one foot in front of the other. Watch the legs move. Look at the legs move. Look at the legs and feet move. Look at the legs and feet move. Hopefully, you will be encouraged to get up and move yours. Move your arms. Move that waist. Put a little swivel in your hips. Put a little swivel in your hips. Put a little swivel in your hips. And walk, and walk, and walk, walk, and walk. Move with a purpose. You know, we're going to move with a purpose. As long as God allows and it's His will, we move with a purpose. See, you don't want to get bored just walking. We move with a purpose. Now, your purpose, it relates to your fitness level. It relates to your fitness level. This may be your purpose. A nice, slow walk. This purpose. A moderate pace. Moderate speed. This may be your purpose. We moving something. Get up and move something. Well, you may want to power walk. Heel, feet, and toes. Heel, feet, and toes. Heel, feet, and toes. Motion is flotion. Motion is flotion. Your name is John. Hi, John. My name is Lyons. Sea moss black seed oil. Yes. Hold on, let me stop. Sea moss black seed oil. Ashwagandha. I can't pronounce that one. I've seen it before though. Burdock root pills, good for your joints, and exactly, and that's what we need. We need some joint health. Joint health. Maybe that's why I can't pronounce it. I've never taken the time to. I've seen that combination though. I've seen it combined with other things. Yes, joint health. Because what? We need fluid movement. Fluid movement. Those joints, as you get older, and even sometimes younger people, you know, depending on your job, they become worn. They wear and tear, right? So they can sometimes get to a point where they're moving against each other. Moving against each other, bone on bone. Bone on bone arthritis. Bone on bone arthritis. So, even when you have that arthritis, that osteo bone on bone, we want to make sure that we move. Move. Okay? Move according to your fitness level, because believe it or not, arthritis isn't just arthritis. Arthritis for person B may be worse for person A. Their arthritis may be worse than person C. So again, always consult what? Your primary healthcare team. Okay? Those synovial cavities, they create synovial fluid. The more you move, the more fluid your body creates. The more lubrication your joints will have. Right? So even when you have certain issues, you don't want to sit still and be stiff. Those issues cause stiffness. And the less mobile you are, the more stiffness sits in. The more stiffness will sit in. We don't want that. Now, how you move, how much you move, you got to get that from your healthcare team. But I promise you, they want you moving. They want you moving. They want you moving. So those cavities make the fluid, right? It lubricates those joints to keep everything moving smoothly. And even when you have certain issues, it's best to keep moving, to continue to create. Sometimes you don't create as much as you used to. You don't create as much as your neighbor does, your sister does, your parents do. But that could be just due to age, due to your job, again, wear and tear, due to maybe you were an athlete. But you need to move somewhat. You need to move. Eric says, yes, 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 Eric, yes. Those synovial cavities create that synovial fluid that lubricates those joints and keep us going. Keep us going. Start stretching. What do I tell you guys every day? You want to stretch before and after. Start your workout with stretching, end your workout with stretching. What do we talk about? The word radar. Starts with R, ends with R. Radar. R is for stretching, A is your warm-up, D is your exercise, the other A is your cool down, and the final R is stretching, right? And listen, you can just do a full stretching workout. Sometimes it just feels good to just stretch. And even when you're doing your workout, we want to start with stretching and end with stretching. But if those joints start to, stiffen up, those muscles get tight, you can stretch throughout the workout, okay? Stretch throughout the workout. Stretch throughout the workout. What time is it? I can't see because my phone, I don't want to pull the screen down on my phone. So I don't know what time. What time is it where you are, John? What country are you? And what time is it? Is it morning? So just move, 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 move. We jog a little bit. Y'all probably can't see this, but when I jog, I have to do a light jog because this phone will go across the street, okay? So I definitely can't run. But we do jog a little bit from time to time. We mix it up. Because you want to work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. All right? Work your body. Don't overexert your body. The exercises and the things that someone else does may not be what you can do. It may not be what's for you. What are your goals? Never let somebody else's goals define your goals. 9 p.m. So you're in the States then. You're in the States then. You are in the good old US of A. For whatever that means. The US of A is always good. It's not the US, it's the people. It's the people. Okay, I got you. I was about to call out where you put it in there, so you don't mind. I was about to call it out the state, but a lot of times people don't, when you're in the states, they don't like for you to call it their state. Because you have to protect your privacy. You know what the YouTube thing says? People are crazy. People are crazy. Guide your privacy. Remember, it's hot. There's a heat wave, I think, northeast, kind of. I know they were saying something about the northeast, kind of heat wave going on. But there's another area as well. There's another region too. So, you know, barring any health issues that restrict your fluid intake, drink you plenty of water. Right? If you kind of work around the office, you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, you don't do any heavy outdoor jobs, you know, maybe you don't do a lot of moving. And listen, especially if you don't do a lot of moving, you definitely need to hit that hour a day, right? Cardio aerobic activity, right? But if you kind of low-key, 6 to 8 ounce glasses or cups of water a day should suffice. But if you work outside, sometimes gentlemen need a little bit more because of just the weight. Not really the weight saying the amount of fat, but the muscle as well. Maybe you need a little bit more water. You work outside, or you do things that require a lot of movement, especially in the summertime. So if you don't have any fluid restrictions, health-wise, try to get you at least, and this is every day of the year, at least 6 to 8 ounce glasses or cups of water. And if you do work outside, you do sweat a lot, or if you're going to base it according to your weight, because there are several ways to determine how much water you need. If you're generally healthy, you know, the 6 to 8 ounces, that has just been a long running thing. But if you're generally healthy, you know, it may be based on your weight and your work. You work out a lot, you work outside, you might need 10 to 11 glasses of water, okay? Hey, Dawn. Hey, Stefan, bro. How you doing? How you doing? Happy Monday to you. It's hot. It's hot. Eric says, I would like to show you some exercise you can do sitting in your chair for your stomach. Do you have a channel, Eric? Do you put content on your channel? Because you have a channel because you're in the chat. So everyone has a channel. If you're in this chat, you have a channel. If you want to start working on your channel, find something to do, get up and do it. Hey, Stefan says, sounds proud. This diet is hard. But I'm past the second week. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know you were on a diet, Stefan. What type of diet are you on? Are you on a particular type of diet? Or are you just on a, you know, a diet to just kind of lose a little bit of weight, lose a few pounds? Are you going by a specific type of diet? You're gonna do it. You can do it. You can do it. My bro Stefan is in the live. I've been missing you, Stefan. I'm glad to have you back. Glad to see you. Okay, Eric. Okay. Raw vegetables. Okay, raw veggies. Raw veggies. Let me tell you something. Don't y'all knock the raw veggies, okay? Because the raw veggies are good. All right. They're good. They're in their most natural form. Okay? They're good. No added heat. No oils. So you said 2 weeks, Stefan? Listen, if you've stuck with it for 2 weeks, what is your long-term plan? How long do you plan to be on this diet? Yes, John, today is Monday. John, you got a lot of random comments. But you can hang out. If you trolling, look, we like good trolls over here. If you trolling, you're a good troll, you all good. But if you start getting way off into left field, if my mod that's watching in the back seat doesn't get you, I'm going to get you. I always keep a mod in the back seat. All right. Watch. No, wait. You gonna hear this again? Now I ain't never heard this nowhere else. They be in the bushes. They be in the clouds. They be in the shrubs. They be everywhere. But I keep a mind in the back seat. I keep a mind in the back seat. In fact, in the passenger seat. In the passenger seat. Because you never know. Oh yeah, you're retracting too many. You're retracting too many. You're retracting too many statements. Your statements aren't bad. Eric, Eric, he just all random. He got like decent statements, but they like random. I mean, sometimes people be bored. Sometimes it's best for people to just watch. You know, sometimes we gotta let them just watch. If they get tired of not being able to type, they'll move on. Or they'll come back. Sometimes they come back. So listen, guys, I hope that you guys have had a magnificent Monday, a marvelous Monday, a money-making Monday, a motivational Monday. So we got tracking, we got action, we just march in place. When we got action, we keep moving. We keep moving. Then we go. See how that goes? You come to a stopping point, but you keep moving. You come to a stopping point, but you keep moving. You keep going. You keep lifting those heels, those knees. You keep on with those hip flexors. Pull those legs up. Pull those legs up. You're drinking coffee, no sugar, and cream, and black tea too. What, Stefan, you've done that for 2 weeks? I was just talking about that with somebody, about trying to, Stefan, I can't do black coffee. I guess if it was the only thing I had available at the time, I would take the water. I would take just regular water. But a friend of mine, we were talking about black coffee, trying to just, because I had one friend, that's the only way she drinks it. She's not on a health kick or anything like that. She just loves black coffee. First thing in the morning, she gets her black coffee, and she gets, that's right, Eric, let's go, let's go, let's go. We keep, look, we become stationary, right? When we got action, we got traffic. We got action, we got traffic. We're stationary, but we keep moving. Keep moving. Keep pulling those legs up to the chest, up towards your chest. Keep moving. Keep marching. Keep marching. What's going on, Lawrence? Lawrence says, good evening, everybody. I told y'all I keep a mind in the passenger seat, okay? You okay? I keep a mind in the passenger seat. See, John was in here. I don't know what John was doing. He wasn't cutting up. He wasn't cutting up. I don't know what John was on. He was pretty decent, but he was starting to get on my nerves. I'm looking down. I'm already walking, right? Got to keep my head on the swivel. Got to pay attention to what's going on. We got to keep the pacing, good pace, good pace. We got to focus on breathing as we talk, right? Breathing as we walk and talk. Because see, some people, listen, walking and talking sounds cute, I always say. But that ain't the reason we walk and talk over here in Lions Pride. We walk and talk for a plethora of health reasons, okay? It can show you where you are, amongst other things, right? So we do it for lots of reasons. Can we talk? Do we talk? How do we sound as we walk and talk? If it ain't right, if you're a little bit winded, good. But some people don't know how to decipher between good and too much, right? So just know that walking and talking, for most people that don't know a lot about fitness, it just sounds cute. So the most important part is the walking, the movement, the moving those legs, those feet. Look at the legs and feet move. If you can't talk or you can't do it comfortably, don't. Focus on the walking. Focus on the walking. Lauren says, salute. Hey, hey, Mad Dog. Yes, yes, that mushroom coffee, rice mushroom coffee. Yes. See, she can drink, she drink, and then that's the thing, Eric, she drinks all types of coffee and tea. Like Stefan, when he said coffee and tea, she's a coffee and tea person. But every morning she gets that black coffee. She doesn't want any sugar, creamer, milk, just black coffee. Black coffee. Hey, Mad Dog, welcome into the chat. See, I gotta see. There's another moderator. I told y'all don't be coming over here acting crazy. If I listen, my chat don't be my chat. I like my chat like this, small and cozy, family oriented and quaint. Okay, we ain't gotta worry about nobody over here for reasons they shouldn't be over here. So when we do have somebody come on some crazy stuff, I usually can get them out. But if I don't, I'm telling you, I keep a mod in the passenger seat. I keep a moderator in the passenger seat. So don't come over here playing. Don says salute, salute Lawrence. Lawrence, Don, Mad Dog, everybody's speaking. I appreciate y'all for being so cordial to each other. So cordial to each other. Polite over here in the pride. Come on, Lawrence, we get them out of here. We get them out of here. We don't be playing because, listen, we're grown folks over here. If you're grown, listen, 18 is grown. You got some 18-year-olds who can hold a conversation better than a 48-year-old, okay? You got some 18-year-olds who are more mature and can hold a conversation better than a 48-year-old, a 38-year-old, a 58-year-old. Because I think the thing about people that's like in their late 30s and up, they start to feel like they're getting old. They start to feel like they're getting old. And they forget about maturity. They forget about maturity. I was looking at something the other day, y'all, and it was Ray J. Y'all know the singer, Brandy's brother, Ray J. Even though he's popular in his own right, we still say what a lot of times, Brandy's brother. So he was on Instagram or something, and somebody called him Unc. Y'all, do y'all know that just tore him up? Thank you, Mad Dog, for speaking to everybody. Lawrence, Don. Y'all know when somebody called Ray J Unc, that tore him up. And it was like, these YNs, y'all know what YNs mean. Young Ns, how they talk. I don't like to say that word, but that's what he said. He said, these young Ns calling me Unc. Ray J, listen to what you just said. Young. I think Ray J is at least 40 by now, right? He's got to be. Chris Brown is almost 40. What's Chris Brown, y'all? About 35, 36? Ray J, grow up. You're Unc now. It doesn't mean you're an old man. But if you're 40 years old, you're old enough to have a 22-year-old. If you're 40 years old, you may have any ages anywhere from 5 to 22. Okay? Because you honestly could have had your first child at 15. And your child could be about 25. But we're gonna give a little bit, we're gonna take it up a little bit. If you're 40 and maybe you had your first child at 18, that child will be 22 right now. Yeah, ooh, Mad Dog. It is hot. It's a heat wave. It's a heat wave. They called it a heat dome or something like that the other day. Y'all, what's a heat dome? I never heard of a heat dome. I think they were talking about, they were referencing geographically the way the heat wave is traveling, or the areas that defines it right now. But it is hot. Here around 46 Dawn. See, I'm telling you, Eric laughing. I'm telling you, y'all. Look at Mad Dog. Brandon's mother, every brother. Let me slow down, y'all. I can slow down so I can pay more attention. Because I try to keep it to an hour. Okay? And then you're trying to do other things. Like I said last week, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. If you guys invest, and if you don't invest, I'm not going to say what to invest in. Start looking for things to invest in, because right now this country is looking a little whoop, 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 whoop. I'll let that suffice for what I want to say for real, okay? Things in this country are looking a little, and as I always say, it's not the country, it's the people. It's not the country, it's the people. It's the leadership. And it's the other people too. It's the average people too. Because the average people are the ones who typically, usually decide our leadership. You know, except for when they cheat. So, you know. But Listen, Ray J, y'all had a fit because they were calling him Unc. Y'all, I was crying laughing. I was like, Ray J, you are old enough to be a lot of them's uncle. Some of the rappers, y'all, and the singers, the R&B singers who they're like in their late 30s to mid 40s right now. I'll say 35 to 45. You can't tell them they're not 25. I don't know who be telling y'all this 35 is the new 25. 45 is the new 35. 55 is the new 45. Now I ain't telling you how you feel. Because you can be 45 and feel like you're 20. But some people will tell you they felt better at 40, 45, 50 than they did at 30 because they were young and they weren't really focused on, feeling good, doing the things to keep them looking good. But then, of course, as we get older, we start to focus on those things a little bit more. So when they look back and they think back, especially like if they weren't athletes. Now, if you were an athlete or cheerleader, in stuff like that, very, very active lifestyle, then yeah, you might not feel as good because you might have had injuries and things like that. but if you were just, kind of, mediocre, let me make up a word, mediocrely active, okay? Moderately active, right? And now you're more active, you're getting out more, you're focusing on your mind, body, and soul, your mental, your spiritual, your emotional. You probably feel better at 40, at 35, at 40 than you did at 20 or 25. You probably do, right? And you have some athletes who do as well, because even though they play sports, especially if it's contact sports, a lot of them will tell you, nah, I don't feel like I'm 25 no more. But some of them, by the grace of God, they didn't have a lot of injuries. They're used to the routine of staying fit. And even though they're not actively participating in sports anymore, they still feel good. So, that being said, maybe you do feel like you're 25 when you're 40. But guess what? You're still 40. All right? You're still 45. You're still 50. So, people be sitting up there talking about, oh, that's the new, how? How is that the new 25? So, your nieces and nephews, y'all 25 together now? That's possible. That is possible. I have an uncle that's younger than me, y'all. In fact, I might have an auntie that's younger than me. Because, grandmas be getting it in, okay? Don says I feel my 44. Listen, okay? Listen, grandmas be getting it in. So you might have a niece or you may have an auntie or an uncle that's younger than you. It may be just like a year or two, maybe 3 or 4 years, but still. Because especially if grandma started having kids at a young age. Okay? Especially if they started having kids at a young age. A lot of people started having kids at like 15 and 16. And even at 18. At 18, you could have an 18-year-old pregnant. So before you're 40, you'll have an 18, 19-year-old with a year-old kid. And you're not even 40. So, you have some mothers and daughters who are pregnant together. So even though all of those things are possible, y'all stop it. Stop it with the 50 is the new 40, 40 is the new 30. Receive that blessing of whatever your age is. Now, if you feel that way physically, mentally, spiritually, that's a good thing. But some of the people that be saying that, y'all, they be saying it because they have a hard time dealing with aging. Now, if you say it, and you really feel that way, it's good. But sometimes people say it because they have a hard time dealing with aging. Listen. Getting older, getting old, that's a blessing, right? That's a blessing. So what you do when you receive the blessing, as you get older, try the best to keep your body in as good a shape as you possibly can. Try your best to keep your mind as fit as you possibly can. Not just your body, your mind. Eric says, I'm super... Eric, you understand? So, You want to get, of course, it feels good to be able to say, if you're in your 40s and you can look back and say, man, when I was 30, I was out there partying, or I was just, you know, drinking a little bit too much, or smoking some stuff I shouldn't have been smoking. Or maybe you weren't doing any of that, but maybe you weren't focusing. Maybe you were just kind of just doing your day-to-day, whatever, your routine, having your kids, working, but you weren't focused on, you know, trying to stay in as good a shape as you possibly can. You know, a lot of times people, and that is a workout, especially when you have kids and those kids are active and you have to be just as active with them. I'm not talking about, oh, they go on field trips and you got to go on the field trip, and by the end of the day, you're like, oh my God, whoo, daddy going next time, or mama going next time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about active as in, if they're at football practice, they're at band camp, you're out there walking the track waiting for them to get done. Then you're at home cooking, cleaning up. You know, you come early enough to pick them up so that you can get a 15-minute walk in. Maybe you get your other 15 minutes in, because sometimes when you're working parents like that, and you maybe have even gone to work, so you get your other 15 minutes in at the job. You know, you find a way to get it in. So, you know, you're active. You're active. But sometimes, you know, people, maybe they don't have any kids. They just go to work. They don't really exercise other than when they go to work. You know, so as they get older, they're thinking, I need to start doing something, because when I go up them stairs at work, I be like, woo. Eric says he's 49. He says, yes. You're like, you know, you're like, ooh. And see, Eric, that's a blessing. Like, yeah, of course, it's good to, if you're 49 and you feel 39, you look back on when you were 39, you can honestly say, you know what? I feel better now than I did then. That's a blessing. But you still embrace 49. You still embrace 49. You got a lot of 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds talking about, that's the new 50. I'm like, listen, if that's the new 50, guess what? Who you trying to keep up with? Because young folks say 50 is old. If that's the new 50, who are you trying to keep up with? Because young folks say 50 is old. They say it's old. So watch the legs move. Again, watch the legs move, one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. Get up, get out, and do something. I named off about 20 things you guys can do, right? Walk, skip, hop, run, jog, dance, walk in place, march in place. Go skiing if you can. If you're in the area, you can go skiing. Get up and do something. Mountain climbing, hiking. Get on your bicycle or ride around the neighborhood. Ride around the park, right? Get on your elliptical, your treadmill, your walking pad, your mini stepper. Get out there and do some aerobic and anaerobic. Some stop and go. Play hoops with the kids, with your spouse, with your siblings, with your parents. I keep telling y'all, some of these parents be outdoing us, okay? With your local team. Get a local league going. Play the sports that are, you know, you want to have a little softball team, league or whatever. Schedule all your games after 5 o'clock or something like that. You know, you're welcome, Eric, you're welcome. Schedule all your games like after 5 or something when it's cool outside. Or on Saturdays, early in the morning is possible. Nah, early in the morning is possible. Yeah, I had to see what he was talking about. This dude asked me, do I have a cigarette? I'm not thinking about a cigarette, okay? Next time I'm going to run on my treadmill when you go live next time. Come on, good, Stephon, good. Do that. You can probably, if you want to, join. I think they let you join the live. Only if you want to, but get on your treadmill so we can do it together. We can do it together.
Okay, and then I'll give you a cash out.
Yeah, we can do it together.
I still have it.
Oh, yeah, I got some music. Oh, y'all. He was playing some country music. And listen, I love country music, but I only like certain artists, right? I only like certain country music songs. And the one he was playing, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. And listen, I'm not just ragging on country music. Like I said, I like all types of music. But that particular song he was playing, especially when he got right up near me, I was like, shut it off, shut it off, shut it off. Shut that off. I take my nephew to the park. We play tag. You're it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just get out there, get outside. You know, grab your kids, your spouse, your mate, your significant other, whoever that may be. If you don't have any kids, grab your nieces and nephews. A lot of us are responsible for picking them up from school and stuff. You know, now by the time they get out of school on a weekday, they probably ain't hearing it. Especially if they were at basketball practice, football practice, or something like that, soccer practice, volleyball practice, softball practice. They're probably not hearing it. But get them to come with you on a Saturday. Just get started with one day a week. You can honestly get started with one day a month, as long as you get started. Just have a game of softball, basketball, like you said, Eric, tag, touch football. Just keep moving. Something to keep you moving. Stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. Or you do your full cardio nonstop. Get into some cardiovascular aerobic activities and anaerobic activities, right? Right now, drinking this hot black tea, watching Nigeria. Look at y'all. Let me tell y'all about Stefan and these Nigerian movies. If I say Stefan, you guys, I'm talking about Don. I think y'all probably figured that out by now. But he loves the Nigerian movies. Okay, and with good reason. With good reason, because I watched a couple, but Stefan, I never started watching them like I want to. I really want to get into watching them more. I never did start to watch them like I want to. So I really do need to I need to sit down one day. But see, the thing with me is, I'm not a big, like I know you can watch some of those on YouTube, but they have some stuff on Netflix and Hulu as well. And even though I have those streaming services, I'm not big on them. They're like for everybody else in the house. But I do, when I watch a streaming service, I usually go to a certain genre. And I love scary movies. I love like scary movies, certain romantic movies. It's got to be a really good romantic movie. I'm not just big on a lot of romantic movies, but it's certain romantic movies, scary movies, action. But I did, I watched some Nigerian films and stuff. And I like them, but I've got to take the time out. One thing is, probably I don't want to get hooked. Probably don't want to get hooked on them, y'all. Because let me tell you, these apps are enough. So some people are so hooked on these apps. I had to, Stefan, I've always understood why you take breaks. And I take a break. If I'm going to go on vacation, man, forget an app. You got people who cannot enjoy their vacation. They can be in Hawaii for the first time, or Las Vegas for the first time, or the first time in New York, or someone up north could be down south for the first time in some place like Texas or Mississippi. Even Mississippi, don't sleep on states like Mississippi, Florida, Georgia. I mean, I think people think fun in the South, they think Florida. But when you want to look at things that revolve around culture, where a lot of R&B artists from the past, from the 50s and 60s, where are they from? Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. There are a lot of things. You want to go and look at places that maybe used to be plantations. Now, the memories of what may have, the thought of what may have happened will probably, kind of tick you off. But to look at the land, the beauty of it. So there's beauty across this country. There's beauty across this country. So it may tick you off to look back and think of what happened on those plantations. But let me tell you like this. A lot of times people don't want to visit places like that. And I'm like, why not? Why not? Because your ancestors, our ancestors, some of our ancestors, whether you feel like your people, your African roots are not African, if they're Native American or whatever, listen, back then if you was black, you was in that field, okay? Okay? So we ain't gonna get into this big old debate about, well, the natives. Okay, if you can trace that back and you know that for sure, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. But I've done my genealogy. So wherever you're from, if you were black in at the 1700s, 1800s, you in the field. And it's not just the deep, deep South, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. It ain't nothing like going to one of those states and looking at all the culture, looking at the old buildings where record labels were created. A lot of record labels were created deep down in the South. Yeah, Motown is that place. As far as late 50s and 60s, Motown is that place. But I bet your sweet bottom. Let's look at the Temptations, for example. Half of the members of the Temptations, basically from the South. So, the South has its beauty and it has its history. But a lot of times people get things misconstrued and they want to act like the North doesn't have a wretched history as well. It wasn't like, civil rights were awarded up north and none down south. People who went up north, a lot of them may have experienced less, but a lot of them experienced a lot of real harsh things up north too. Okay, especially when the black population started to migrate into the Michigans, the Clevelands, and places like that, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, that auto industry. Do you know how much racism they face because they could hire them for so much less? You know how much they had to deal with? Oh, it was still black here, colored here, or white here, whatever you want to call it. So don't sleep on the country as a whole. There are a lot of beautiful places in the South, up north, out east, out west. So wherever you go, you wanna go to places. When I go on vacation, I take breaks. So I got on that because I was talking about breaks. So it doesn't matter where I go. At one time I used to say, I'm on vacation. I'm not going down there to work out in the gym. Why not? You're paying to stay in that hotel. Utilize the gym. Utilize the gym. Everywhere was black Trump people came out of the Okay, it's done. Okay. I mean, utilize the facilities. Utilize the amenities. When you go on vacation, yeah, if you're out of town for 5 to 7 days, and you usually work out 5 to 7 days, maybe you only work out 3 or 4. Maybe you only work out 2. But being on vacation is not a reason to not get it in. It's not a reason to, not do some of your regularly scheduled programming. All right? So if you're out of town Monday through Friday, and you usually walk Monday through Friday, maybe you walk Tuesday and Thursday. Maybe you walk Monday and Tuesday or whatever. And maybe you don't. Maybe you don't do anything at all. But when you get home, make sure that you're focused. Make sure that you remain focused. Sometimes we take a break and we don't even go out of town, right? Just talking about breaks from the apps. Sometimes we take breaks from exercising, right? You take breaks from exercising, and that's okay. But remember to get back on track. Remember to get back on track. And if you say, well, I'm going to be off for a month. I know people who, they take 1 month or they take a week each month and they're just off. It's to each its own, especially if you've reached the goals that you're trying to reach. Like if you have goals for weight loss, to try and work on some problem areas. Just remember, you don't determine where the fat falls off. You can determine where you build muscle, but you can't determine where the fat falls off, okay? That's why you have some people that are like, I just can't get rid of this stomach. Or my stomach is good, but these hips, and a lot of ladies like the hips, but it's one thing to be hip and cute and just hip and okay? So whatever your area is, just focus on losing the weight, getting to where you want to be, and then spot tone. You can spot tone. You can spot tone. You can train which muscles that you want to, to get hyper, okay? But you really can't determine where that fat is going to fall off. Over your lifetime, you can probably know, well, whenever I lose weight, I lose in my stomach. Well, that's where a lot of people want to lose it. That's a good thing. Or wherever I lose weight, that stomach is a problem area. But I lose in my thighs. I lose in my hips. Whatever your goals are, always stay focused. When you take breaks from exercising, breaks from working out, or even listen, I've heard people take breaks from eating healthy, okay? But most people who eat healthy, once their taste buds are trained to eat healthy, the most you're going to get out of them is like a splurge day a week or something like that. They usually kind of stay on track unless they get stressed out or something starts to bother them. Stefan says, I feel good ever since I'm eating better. See? And a lot of times, Stefan, that's what it is. It's in the diet. I tell people all the time, for many people, depending on your type, your body type, your DNA, your genetics, a lot of it is in the diet. So there are some things we just can't control. And then there are some things, even when it's genetics, if you know that your mom and pops have high blood pressure, once you get old enough to really know what it is about, to pay attention, and your blood pressure is normal, you need to be doing everything you can to keep your blood pressure normal. And just because they both have it, yes, that increases your risk, but it doesn't mean you're gonna have it. So do the things that you know are conducive to keeping it normal. And a lot of that oftentimes is what we eat. It's what we eat. I know somebody right now that's always, every so often, they want to lose the stomach. They want to lose the stomach. But every time they drop a short, they baking cookies, cake, making and that's all good. I guess because it's homemade, they think that's all good. And things made at home, you can determine how much sugar you put in. You can use substitutes and things like that. But this one particular person, every time they drop a short, it's cookies, it's cake, it's this type of sweet bread, it's that. And then the next day, they just want to get the weight off their stomach. I'm like, huh? The actions and the words aren't matching. The actions and the words aren't matching. Like I say, it's cool to have a cheat day, too. You got 7 days out of the week. A lot of times people will use their cheat day on the weekend, maybe Saturday and Sunday, and they try their best to eat as good as they can Monday through Friday. Sometimes they want to say, well, Saturday is my cheat day. Sunday through Wednesday, I'm good. Thursday, I cheat again. Friday, Saturday, I'm good. Sunday, they kind of alternate. Maybe Saturday one week, maybe Sunday. And then during the week, maybe they pick a day. So that's all good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But how can you be saying that? And every time you drop something, and we know you eating it, especially if you live alone. Now, I drop stuff when the kids come in the house, the nieces and nephews, company, I throw anything in the short. But I'm talking about this person is literally cooking this stuff day after day and eating it day after day. Got to get a cheesecake from Walmart. Got to get this from this. I'm like, but tomorrow you're going to be talking about, let me go walk this off. I'm like, wait, what? But to be honest, again, a lot of times genetically, look at people and they don't, you're like, when they say, let me walk this off, you're like, what are you talking about? Sometimes they're saying they're trying to lose weight and they look good. You're like, what are you talking about? You look good. Like, maybe that's what we need to do. Give people their props more. Like, you look good. What are you talking about? Your stomach. Your stomach is flat. Like, what do you mean your stomach? Now, if you're saying you want to feel good, that's a different story. Like Stefan, I'm so glad you're feeling good. I'm so glad you're feeling good. Bread was my weakness. I have not had bread almost a month. Look at that. And listen, Stefan, the less you have it, the less you'll want it. The less you have it, the less you'll want it. And when you do eat it, you might feel guilty, or you might not necessarily feel guilty. You may feel like that's like a new food or something. You know how sometimes you eat something that's new, and you're either gonna like it, it's gonna be okay, or you're gonna dislike it. Well, you know what bread tastes like. I'm sure you know what different varieties of bread taste like. But once your taste buds, like I said, you have to train your taste buds. Once your taste buds haven't had it for a long time, it almost feels new to them. It almost feels new to them. I slipped when I had a Sunday dinner with my family soul food. Listen, Eric, let me tell you, Soul Food Sunday gets you every time. My family had Soul Food Sunday. And it might be this little group of the family. You know how your family, they kind of, several might be at this house and several might be at that house and several may be 20 miles that way, 20 miles that way. But when Sunday comes, it's Soul Food Sunday. And let me tell you, everybody's slipping up. Everybody's slipping up. When Big Mama and them get in the kitchen, Big Ma, Big Grandma, Auntie and them get in the kitchen, certain cousins get up in there. You slipping up on Soul Food Sunday. I'm just going to tell you, you're going to slip up. But that's good, Don. No bread in a month. I'm telling you, you're going to get to a point where it's going to taste funny. It's going to taste funny to you. And even if it doesn't taste funny, you know, it's just going to taste like, you're going to feel like, I could have done without that. You might feel like you could have done without it. You just have to train your taste buds. Just like we strength train, right? We do it to train physically, mentally, again, emotionally, spiritually, heart, mind, body, and soul, right? It's more components to it than just the physical. Well, you can train your taste buds. A lot of times I got people that I know that they don't stop eating sweets, but they cut down on the amount of sweets that they eat. Like I had a friend, if she bought a bag of Hershey Kisses, she was like, these kisses gonna be gone in 2 days. Now she has trained her taste buds to savor the chocolate. And the bag of kisses lasts like 5 or 6 days, almost a week. You just have to train your taste buds. Train them. If you love chocolate chip cookies, don't eat up the whole half sleeve of how they had the Chips Ahoy. Yeah, I didn't even know they didn't do Chips Ahoy in the sleeves anymore. Y'all remember they used to do Chips Ahoy cookies in like the sleeves, like you open one pack and then you open the other pack once you open the big pack. I didn't know that they have rolls now. Like, that's just how much I don't buy those particular cookies. And chocolate chip cookies are my favorite. But, you know, so many different people and different companies, and there's so many different brands now. I just hadn't had Chips Ahoy in a long time. And I saw that they were like in rolls, kind of like the Keebler chocolate chip cookies in rolls. But you have to train your taste buds. So you don't necessarily, it's okay to eat a sweet a day. But don't eat 4 servings of that sweet. If a serving is 2 cookies, eat your 2 cookies. Decide if you're gonna have it for lunch or dinner. Okay? And even if you want to have another serving, having a total of 4 cookies a day when you used to eat 10 plus, that's improvement. You know, you modified your diet. You're not necessarily on a diet, but you modified your diet. You modified your regular diet. And what do we talk about over here? We eat M&Ms, and we're not talking about candy. We're talking about moderation and modification. We eat M&Ms, moderation and modification. It's been 1 hour and 5 minutes, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Thank you, Don. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Eric. Thank y'all for hanging in here with me. Mad Dog No Good. I had a couple of moderators come through here. I'm telling y'all, we got mods in the passenger seat. Okay? John, we had to let you go for a little bit, but we'll let you back in. We like good trolls. Okay? Good trolls are our view. Good trolls are our view. Thank you guys for hanging in here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay? Because you could have been anywhere else doing anything else. And I'm sure you were multitasking, because that's just what we do, right? So I appreciate you. I knew it was somebody else, Jalinder. I try to name everybody when I can. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your task, your multitasking. All right? I appreciate you, whether you're here for a minute, 10 minutes, the beginning, the middle, or the end. I appreciate you. And I appreciate my moderators. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate YouTube, okay? Y'all know people be fussing. We be fussing about YouTube, but listen. It gives you a platform. It's free, you know? And for those who can, it allows you to make a few bucks, okay? It allows you to make a few bucks. So be appreciative. You're welcome, Don. You're welcome. And stick with it. Stick with it. You're doing great. 2 weeks. Oh, it'll be a month before you know it. It'll be a month before you know it. And Eric, you guys check out Eric. Dang, I should have got Lawrence to drop your link, or Mad Dog to drop your link, Eric. He says he does chair exercises, y'all. So Eric, if you're still here, do you put up any of your sea moss recipes? I know people have different ways that they do it. I know that there's generally, you have to make sure that you're getting good quality product, right? There's a way to clean it, and then there's a way to make the gel consistency, you know, and different things like that. So Eric, if you're still here, Shalom, beautiful black queen. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. And what is the name of your channel? Is it just your name, or do you have a particular name for your channel, Eric? So you guys check them out. And Stefan, yes, come on. Get on the treadmill next time. Okay, get on the treadmill next time. And I think you guys may see a button where it says to join the live or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it says. I know when you're on StreamYard, of course you can do that. So we may have to do it like that. Okay, I appreciate it. And I'll leave a comment, Eric. Leave a comment, and so that people can find you. When the live is over, or on a short, leave a comment, and people will be able to get to your channel. So y'all know what time it is. It's time to close on out. Remember, relax, relate to the things that you can. The things that you can't, leave it to God. Resolve the things that you can. Those that you can't, leave those to God. Release, restore, replenish your cup, your heart, mind, body, and soul. Restore. Remember who you are. Remember who you used to be, who you are, and who you would like to be. And if you're satisfied with it, continue to be who you are. Revisit some things that used to bring you peace, joy, calmness. And it's not that you just haven't done them lately. Not that you really forgot, but you just hadn't done them lately. When you find yourself getting stressed out, revisit some of those things. Remember those things and revisit those things that bring you calmness, bring you joy, bring you happiness and satisfaction. Okay? I know that a lot of us have gone through things in life or in the past. It's okay to suppress those things. Like people say, don't suppress or you'll boil over. Yes, if you don't deal with them and learn healthy ways to deal with them, then yes, you will. And a lot of times people haven't learned to deal with things in a healthy way, or at least in a good way, in a way to, that won't hold you back. So once you learn to deal with some of those things and learn healthy ways to keep them in check, to suppress them, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. Remember, 4-letter word: self-love, self-motivation. Motivate your damn self. All right. This channel is not made for kids. We don't get too crazy over here, but hey, we may say a curse word here or there. All right. Motivate yourself. Self-commitment, self-dedication, self-evaluation, self-esteem, self-respect. Don't let people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, that can be anywhere. That can be at work. That can be on this app, any other app. It can be at the grocery store in the line. It can be on an aisle. Just grab your grip and go. You don't have to leave your groceries right there. Just go to another aisle. Go to another aisle. It's worth every bit of it to keep your peace and just go to another aisle. Okay? I know some of us are hot-tempered, especially when we're younger. Some of us are even more hot-tempered now as we, mature in age and we're seasoned. And we should be teaching our kids to be more level-headed. Listen, just grab your grip and go. Get up out of there. And if they're in your place, if they're in your ecosystem, shaking up the equilibrium, tell them the GTGYG. Grab their grip and go. All right. I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk Original in Lions Pride. Okay. Okay. Bye, y'all.